Let me set up a scenario for you. You're at a door. Homeowners got obvious storm damage. They're interested. They're asking questions, and then they hit you with, so how does this work with my insurance? What you say next determines whether you close this deal or lose it to the next guy who knocks. Because here's the reality. Insurance has gotten more complicated. Adjusters are scrutinizing claims harder than ever. Homeowners are confused, skeptical, and honestly a little scared of the whole process. The reps who guide them through it, they're closing. The reps who fumble through insurance conversations or avoid them altogether, they're watching deals walk away. So today we're gonna break down exactly how to talk about insurance in a way that builds trust and moves the deal forward. Let's go. Here's the roadmap. First, the lines you should never say. There are specific phrases that will get you in trouble, kill trust, or set expectations you can deliver on. We're gonna make sure those aren't coming out of your mouth. Second, how to actually explain the claims process to a homeowner. Most of them have no idea how this works. When you can walk them through it clearly, you become the expert they trust. Third, how to handle the adjuster relationship professionally. This is where reps either help their case or hurt it without even realizing. We'll cover what to do and what to avoid. Let's start with what's not to say. There are certain phrases that come out of roofing reps' mouths that immediately put them at risk. I'll get your roof paid for. Don't worry, insurance covers everything. We'll make sure you don't pay anything out of pocket. Every one of those lines is a problem. Some of them are in compliance issues. Some of them set expectations you can't control. And all of them can blow up in your face where in reality doesn't match what you promised. If any of those phrases are in your pitch right now, it's time to cut them. Let me explain why each of these is a problem. I'll get your roof paid for. You don't control what insurance pays. The adjuster does. When you make that promise and the claim comes back partial or denied, you look like a liar, even if you meant well. Trust is gone, deal is dead. Insurance covers everything. No, it doesn't. There might be a deductible. There might be items in the policy excluded. When the homeowner finds out everything isn't actually everything, guess who they blame? We'll make sure you don't pay anything out of pocket. This one can actually get you in legal trouble, depending on your state. Waiving deductibles or applying you'll cover the cost that homeowners is supposed to pay is a compliance issue. Don't go there. So what do you say instead? Here's the reframe. Here's how the process typically works. I document the damage, you file a claim, the adjuster comes out and determines what's covered. My job is to make sure nothing gets missed. That's honest, that's accurate, that positions you as the guide without making promises you can't keep. Another one I like, every policy is different, so I can't tell you exactly what yours will cover until the adjuster looks at it. But I can tell you, I'll be here to make sure the damage is documented properly and you understand every step. You sound professional, you sound trustworthy, and you haven't set yourself up to fail. If you want help tightening up your whole roofing sales approach, not just insurance conversations, but your pitch, your objection handling, and all of what we do at the DDD Experts, link is in the description to book a call. We'll take a look at where you're at and show you what complete system looks like. All right, back to it. Most homeowners have never filed a roofs claim before. They don't know how it works. They don't know what an adjuster does. They don't even know what a supplement is. They don't know timelines. They're walking into this blind and they're nervous about it. So when you can calmly walk them through the process, step by step, something shifts. You stop being another roofer. You become the expert who's gonna help them navigate this. That's when trust gets built. Here's how I break it down for a homeowner. Let me walk you through how this usually goes. Step 1, I'm gonna do a full inspection of your roof. I'll document any damage I find with photos and notes. Step 2, you call your insurance company and file a claim. You can do that right from your phone, takes about 10 minutes. Step 3, they're gonna send out an adjuster. That usually happens within about a week or two. The adjuster's job is to assess the damage and it determines what's covered under your policy. Step 4, if the claim is approved, they'll get a check from the insurance. Sometimes it's the full amount. Sometimes they hold back depreciation until the work is done. Step 5, we do the work. Once it's complete, if there's any recoverable depreciation, you get that back. Now here's the important part. Throughout this whole process, I'm here to help. When the adjuster comes out, I can be there to walk on the roof with them. If anything gets missed, or if we need to file a supplement for an additional damage, I'll handle that. You've explained the process, you positioned yourself as a guide, and you made it clear you're gonna be with them the whole way. Most reps don't do this. They assume the homeowner understands, or they skip it because they want to get to the close. But this is the close. When a homeowner feels like you actually know what you're doing, and you're gonna be there to help, they don't want to talk to anyone else. Here's something a lot of reps don't realize. How you interact with the adjusters affects your deal. Not just the current one, future ones as well. Adjusters talk. They remember contractors who are professional and organized. They also remember contractors who are aggressive, sloppy, or try to game the system. Your reputation with the adjusters is either helping you or hurting you. And most reps have no idea which one it is. So let's talk about how to handle this right away. First, be present when the adjuster comes out. You don't have to be there, but it does help. You can point out damage they might have missed. You can answer questions. You can make sure the inspection is thorough. Just being there shows you're a professional who takes this seriously. Second, be organized. Have your documentation ready. Photos, notes, measurements if you got them. When you show up prepared, it makes the adjuster's job easier. And adjusters appreciate the contractors who make their jobs easier. Advocate without being adversarial. If you think the adjuster missed something, say so, but say it professionally. Hey, I noticed there's some damage over here by the flashing that I wanted to make sure you got documented. Mind if I show you? That's different from, you're missing stuff, this is wrong. One approach opens a conversation, the other one starts a fight. Fourth, understand that supplements are part of the process. Sometimes the initial check doesn't cover everything. That's normal. When you find additional damage during a tear-off, you document it and file a supplement. The adjusters expect this. It's not confrontation, it's just part of how it works. Also, keep the homeowner informed too. Hey, the initial check came through, but we found some additional damage when you got the old shingles off. I'm filing a supplement claim to get that covered. This is totally normal. No surprises, no drama. Just clear communication. That's how you build a reputation as a contractor adjusters trust. And that reputation pays off on every deal going forward. All right, look, getting the insurance piece right is huge for roofing sales. It builds trust, it protects you from compliance issues, and it helps deals close smoother. If you want to dial in your whole approach in insurance conversations, your pitch, your objection handling, and all of it, book a call with our team. Links in the description. Let's build you a system that works. Let's land this. Insurance conversations are where trust is won or lost. First, watch your language. Cut the promises you can't keep. I'll get your roof paid for. Insurance covers everything. We'll come back to bite you. Position yourself as a guide, not a guarantor. Second, educate the homeowner. Walk them through the claim process step by step. Most of them have never done this before. When you explain it clearly, you become the expert they trust. Third, handle the adjuster like a professional. Be present, be organized, advocate without being aggressive. Understand that supplements are normal. Build a reputation that can help you on every future deal. You get this right, you're not just closing more deals, you're closing them cleaner with fewer headaches. If that helped you, hit the subscribe button. We're dropping roofing sales content every week. Real stuff you can actually use tomorrow. And if you want full training and systems, check out Roofing U. Link is in the description.